The award for Best Director goes to Anuparna Roy for Songs of the Forgotten Trees.
Film is all about storytelling. If you have a story, if you have a good story, it can fit into anything. It will go beyond border. It's not only about India. It's not only about Indian cinema. I'm talking about the in the global level also, because as a Indian, as an Indian woman from a middle class family, talking about two women itself is a big thing. I have received a very great advice from Anurag sir that recognition, or not only, your film is not only bringing recognition, it is also bringing responsibility.
In your acceptance speech, you have said, as a global citizen, it's my responsibility to talk about genocide everywhere.
One corner of the world is burning. So if we don't see that, if we just can't address that, I think we are failing as a human. But that doesn't mean that I will not talk about the country's genocide or country's problems. But what if I pick the country's issue out there? They will also put question on me. It is a film about two friends inside a strange city. Both are migrant, both fall in love with each other, and how they are, confronting each other. That's interesting. And how they are accepting each other's flaws, strangely. That is also the film.
क्या आप अभी अपने पति को प्यार करती हैं?
लो फिर एक गम से संबंधित सवाल।
कट।
Today we have with us a filmmaker who has just made history on the global stage. Anuparna Roy has become the first Indian director to win Best Director at the Venice Film Festival for her extraordinary film Songs of the Forgotten Trees. Welcome to the Wire, Anuparna.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you. It's a really big victory for the country and for you as well. Could you just give us introduction of your film? Let's just start by that.
Yeah. So basically, the film is about two women and their platonic and romantic relationship inside the city, and how they bonded well inside the same apartment with accepting their complexities and, differentiations inside the same apartment, and how they sort of find home into each other. The film is talking about that. Yeah.
I know and I have read that you are a self-taught filmmaker. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you first started out?
Oh, it's nothing like that. I'm not, I won't consider myself that I'm only self-taught, but definitely I have had amazing people around me, and they sort of, guided me well during the first film of mine. And slowly, steadily, I would consider myself as a student of cinema. And as I already told, that the team was amazing. They were very much mature enough to understand the story and sort of guided me towards the way. Let me direct by my own way. They give that liberty as a team member, and they sort of coded well, like, yeah.
You talked about liberty of taking decisions in your film. Were there any creative risks you took while making this film?
For the creative risk, I mean, definitely it was not a mainstream kind of story. That was the decision making, was the one of the topmost risk I took. And I wanted to talk about two women and their intimacy, so that was, I would say, one of the creative risk. And then obviously, I think I don't see any other creative risk rather than this, because everything which I wanted to do in my way, I did it. So I didn't face much obstacle in terms of in terms of creativity, and in terms of writing the whole script, in terms of directing the whole film. But definitely there were other risks were there, because we were shooting inside a society. The society were not aware of it. Sort of risk we took. Yeah.
Yeah, so it follows a quiet love between two women. This is something rarely portrayed in Indian cinema. How did you approach this? how what were the things that you kept in mind so that it could be taken seriously by the Indian cinema as well?
I think Indian cinema is a very open-minded, industry. It's nothing like that that they are not ready for any change. It's just that we are following the same sort of stereotypes. This is the problem. But when I thought to make the film, I had no such, no such fear of choosing the concept, I would say. Rather, I had fear of, how I will describe this. What if people will not resonate with, beyond borders, even. It's not only about India, it's not only about Indian cinema. I'm talking about in the global level also, because as an Indian woman from a middle class family, talking about two women itself is a big thing. So for me, I would say that the approach was always I was determined. I was very determined. But the sort of when I started writing the script, the sort of tension was this, that whether I am able to develop a romantic relation between two, or I'm failing, because it's a fictional character I was sort of trying to portray. So in that case, I was a bit nervous. Rather, I never thought about the industry ever before I wanted to shoot the film. So that fear was never there.
Yeah, so I mean, there's one of the protagonists, that is Jhuma Nath. I mean, could you tell us about the influence of her and how she shaped your early cinematic voice?
So basically, Jumanath is not the protagonist. It's a reference of my own memory. Inside the film, it is coming. So two of the protagonists, Thua and Sweta, Naz Sheikh and Sumi, and they played the role of Thua and Sweta. Thua played by Naz Sheikh, Sumi played Sweta. So inside the film, definitely there's a reference of my childhood friend Jumanath. And I mean, she evolved me as a person, because we were very young back then. I was in class 5, and hardly know about friendship and all, and she was my first friend. And the moment I told this to my father, and he just laid back, he's like, you cannot make a friend with that village, the village which belong from for the Dalit people. So I felt a bit, I was upset, but I was back then naive and vulnerable. I didn't know what is casteism is. And he just told me that he didn't like the surname of your friend, of my friend. That actually stayed with me. And then I realized, when I was 18 or 19, I realized that it was casteism. It was something else. And definitely Juma shaped the whole film. It's not that I wanted to dedicate the whole film to her. Let's be honest about it. It was a very selfish choice of any filmmaker, talking about their own burdens, choosing that burden and using it as a weapon of the storytelling. This is what I have done. I don't know where Jhuma is now, and I don't know whether she's watching or not. But I felt it was a very privileged choice by a filmmaker like me. This is what happened actually.
Do you think your film would have been received differently if had been released as a commercial film in India?
So basically, the problem is, I don't know the definition of commercial film and indie film. This is why I won't be categorize my film in either in indie or in commercialize. I believe that film is all about storytelling. If you have a story, if you have a good story, it can fit into anything. It will go beyond border, beyond culture, and beyond everything. So I believe that my film resonate with beyond border and beyond culture. During the time of Venice premiere, I am so overwhelmed with the response of the audience. And then only I decided to make another film. So I think it is empowering me a lot. And I don't want to categorize my film into commercial. If people love my film, then it will be the like it will be. I don't know if it is called commercial or indie. I mean, I won't be able to answer this. Sorry.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, what do you feel Indian audiences would take away when they watch Songs of the Forgotten Trees compared to the global audiences and the kind of reaction that you had gotten from them?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna love it. They're gonna understand the friendship between two women, and because this is what I tried to portray. Beside that, I mean, definitely some of the people will get offended anyway. Whatever you do, people get offended. So that's the secondary. I don't concentrate on those. But I'm hoping, I'm optimistic towards the audience, because audience are in the need of a good story, and I don't know. I won't be predict their their reactions, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna love some of the things. They might, some of the people might get offended by some scenes or some references. Yeah, but let's wait for their reaction, I mean.
You made history by becoming the first Indian to win the Best Director award at Venice. How has this recognition changed you as a person and changed things for you and your film?
I mean, it brought it is definitely great to think like that way, that that people started recognizing me here and there, and I'm so grateful towards it. But at the same time, it brought a lot of responsibility. Again and again, I have mentioned this, that I have received a very great advice from Anurag sir, that recognition, or not only, your film is not only bringing recognition, it is also bringing responsibility on your shoulder. Because now, even if you are uncomfortable, even if you are not ready, but you have to make film, you have to make another film, and that film also has to be better. So I mean, a lot of responsibility has came up, and I'm like looking forward to work in good projects which I'm writing, and let's see what is happening.
If I may ask, what are some of your projects that you're working on? Could you give us a like insight into it?
I'm working another project which we're gonna talk about Bombay's marginalized people, and at the same time I am planning something. I have been writing something which is related British Bengal. That will be also exciting. So a different sense of liberation, you guys can see maybe another film which might uncomfortable a lot of people. So yeah, let's see.
I again all the very best for that. I mean, you talked about responsibility, and in your acceptance speech, you have said, as a global citizen, it's my responsibility to talk about genocide everywhere. I just want to know, why was it so important for you to raise that issue on such a global stage?
I mean, this sort of awareness already have had inside my mind long back when I shot my first film. And I am inspired from many international films which are political, which are talking about a lot of things, which are talking about global politics. So as a filmmaker, when I shot my first film, I when I understood the sort of genocide happening, and I started recognizing those pain points, I thought, why not? I mean, it's a great platform to talk about something which gonna to talk about peace. Actually, that was my intention. My intention was never defame the country or anything. I dedicate the award to my country. I was representing my country out there. So I don't think so. Anyone is more Indian than me. Just saying, and neither I'm questioning anyone. But yeah, I mean, in my first film, when I was in Russia with the film "Run to the River," that was directed by me, when it was my first film, first short film. I own an award, and I talked about Palestine there, because I felt like the need of the moment is this. And because one corner of the world is burning. So if we don't see that, if we just can't address that, I think we are failing as a human, but that doesn't mean that I will not talk about the country's genocide or country's, problems. But what if I picked the country's issue out there? They will also, put question on me. So I was anyway. Anyway, people, those people who are offended, they're gonna offend by everything I said there on the stage.
Yeah.
But I will say that it's a win of cinema, it's a win of India, it's a win of global cinema and art. Let's just celebrate it that way, and let's talk about peace. I mean, no one can stop you talking about peace. Isn't it a very bitter
Uh,
thing to ask from an artist to not talk about peace?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I think, I mean, stage and recognition comes with the responsibility on our shoulders. I mean, do you believe cinema can truly change political conversations?
Oh, not at all, not at all, not at all. Filmmakers are not at any responsibility of politics, I guess. But it's India, or it's like things are happening here and there. I don't feel myself that I won't be I will be able to represent anything further rather than my gender. You know, I'm not interested into the politics. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a rightist. I'm just clearing again and again. All I care about the sort of experiences I have had inside the country, and those experiences stays with me as an artist, and I'm gonna definitely portray those. I have to talk it about. But that doesn't mean I gonna take participate in election, and I gonna uh, represent any political party. Because if you see, the marriage of Jhumanath was very much political, because it was back then. I'm talking about 2022 or 2020. Sorry, 2001. I'm talking about 2001 or 2002. When she got married, she was hardly. In fact, I'm talking about 2005. I guess she was hardly 13-year-old when she got married, basically. And Jhuma's decision towards marriage was not her own decision. So it was government who decided behalf of Dalit women that they will get married, and we will take care of their marriage expenses. So that was an initiative taken by the government. Then I don't know that it is political or it is not political. Back then there were different political party in West Bengal. So am I representing them? No. Then I'm not representing them. Am I representing the ruling party? No. I don't want to represent any of them, because none of them have worked for the kind of basic rights for women, right?
yeah.
So my fight is different, and I don't want to get into all of this. But thank you, you asked, and I'm answering this. This is coming very organically, that I have been talking about Palestine from so long, when I was not recognized by people, when I didn't receive any award. I talked about Palestine here and there, and it is not that doesn't it is not making me less Indian. My whole point is this.
It's not
But
about
Choosing,
choosing the
alas,
sides.
it's
It's
about
about
talking what's
choosing
right.
peace over genocide, I mean, nothing makes you less, I mean, I am evolving as a human being, and I don't know what are the things I'm going to talk about in future. So that is also another, you know.
Yeah, so how do you see your journey evolving as an independent filmmaker working between India and the global cinema?
So as a filmmaker, I have evolved. Like, now I want to explore every sort of films. My journey started as a woman filmmaker, and it is gonna be definitely. I'm gonna talk about a lot of experience where women are prominent, but definitely, I have different kind of stories too, which I want to explore, like fast moving films. I want to write a comedy. I don't know I will end up doing that or not. As a filmmaker, I mean, definitely I want to explore a lot of new challenges. It can't be only about a film about a woman or about a man. It is definitely gonna be about human beings and their emotions. So I'm mostly driven by emotions. So sort of films I want to portray. So this is, I think, I have evolved as a woman filmmaker, as a filmmaker. I'm becoming more optimistic towards the industry, towards the art, towards the cinema. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of stories do you feel still need to be told in Indian cinema but remain ignored?
I mean, definitely a lot of woman-oriented films needs to be told. Not only just the crisis of the society where how women are suppressed. I'm not talking only about that. I'm talking about the choices of the woman, the sort of sexual preferences of women, the basic rights, and how a woman navigate inside a society. That also needs to come out. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, lastly, I just wanted to ask if you had to describe Songs of Forgotten Trees in one sentence for someone who hasn't watched it yet, what would you say?
In one sentence, it is a film about two friends inside a strange city. Both are migrant, both fall in love with each other, and how they are, confronting each other. That's interesting. And how they are accepting each other's flaws strangely. That is also the film. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm already excited.
I'm very bad at describing my own film, but I'm just waiting for.
I mean, it's gonna do great in India when it comes out. And thank you so much, Anuparna, for joining with us. And thank you, viewers, for watching.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being so generous.